Welcome back to K-Drama Cycle, your home for the most heart-stopping, emotional, and surprising stories straight from the Korean entertainment world. Today's story is one that has left fans speechless, headlines buzzing, and social media absolutely on fire. The question everyone is asking, did Rowoon just take the biggest step in his relationship with Park Eun-bin? Because his appearance with Park Eun-bin's family at a recent press conference has raised eyebrows, sparked whispers, and ignited speculation that these two beloved stars are closer than ever, closer in ways that might hint at their future together. Now, let's dive into every detail, the context behind it, and the deeper meaning fans believe is hidden in this bold, surprising moment. It all started when Park Eun-bin attended a press conference for an upcoming event, a gathering that was expected to focus on her achievements, her projects, and her influence as one of Korea's most respected actresses. But the true shock came when Rowoon walked into the room, not just as a guest, not just as a friend, but right alongside Park Eun-bin's family. Cameras flashed, reporters gasped, and within seconds, the internet exploded. Why was Rowoon there? And more importantly, why with her family? For those who have followed their story closely, this moment felt like the culmination of months of subtle hints, secret signals, and undeniable chemistry. Dispatch had already shaken the entertainment world earlier by confirming their long-hidden relationship, revealing that these two had been quietly together for years, building something real away from the cameras. But now, seeing Rowoon standing with Eun-bin's family in such a public and formal setting takes the story to a whole new level. Fans immediately began speculating. Was this their way of going public not only with their romance but with their family's approval? In Korean culture, appearing with a partner's family, especially in front of the press, is not taken lightly. It often signals deep trust, long-term intentions, and yes, in many cases, marriage talk behind the scenes. Could this be the case for Rowoon and Park Eun-bin? Eyewitnesses at the press conference described the moment as nothing short of cinematic. Eun-bin entered with her usual grace, her family close by, smiling and proud. But when Rowoon appeared right beside them, dressed in a sleek suit, standing tall yet looking calm and respectful, the atmosphere shifted completely. Journalists whispered to each other, trying to confirm what their eyes were seeing. Fans watching the live stream began typing comments so fast that the chat box overflowed. Is this real? Are they engaged? Rowoon with her family, this is serious. But it wasn't just his presence that spoke volumes. Observers noted the way he interacted with Eun-bin's family. He bowed politely, stayed close, and even exchanged warm glances and quiet words with them. It didn't look staged. It didn't look like a publicity stunt. It looked genuine, almost as if Rowoon was already considered part of the family's circle. And that image, captured in dozens of photos now flooding the internet, is what has everyone talking about the possibility of a future wedding. Let's step back for a moment and remember the journey that led here. Rowoon and Park Eun-bin first gained massive attention when they starred together in the hit drama The King's Affection. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, so natural, so raw, that fans immediately began shipping them off-screen. While both stars maintained professionalism and never confirmed anything at the time, the spark was impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes, as Dispatch later revealed, their bond grew stronger, evolving into something much deeper than just co-stars. Fast forward to today, and the press conference appearance seems to validate everything fans have long suspected. But the bigger question is, what does this mean for their future? Could they be preparing to officially announce their relationship to the public? Or are they carefully building up to something even more life-changing, an engagement, or maybe even marriage? Speculation only intensified when fans noticed small but telling details during the event. For instance, Rowoon reportedly adjusted his schedule specifically to be there for Eun-bin's big moment, despite his own busy commitments. That kind of gesture shows priority, loyalty, and deep affection. And then there was the way Eun-bin herself reacted, calm, confident, and almost glowing as Rowoon stood nearby. To many, it looked like a woman who felt supported, cherished, and ready to share that part of her life with the world. The Korean entertainment industry, as we know, is not always kind to celebrity relationships. Stars often hide their romances for fear of backlash, career risks, or invasive scrutiny. But Rowoon and Eun-bin's story feels different. It feels like they are rewriting the narrative, showing fans that love and career can coexist, and that being open, even cautiously, about their bond doesn't have to be a scandal. In fact, for many, it's refreshing, inspiring, and beautiful to witness. Now let's talk about the future in-laws theory that has taken over fan discussions. When a celebrity is seen with their partner's family, it often triggers conversations about the seriousness of their relationship. In Korean culture, family approval is considered vital in long-term commitments. By appearing with Eunbin's family in such a public space, Rowoon may have unintentionally, or perhaps very intentionally, signaled that the families are already on board, and that this relationship isn't just casual dating. Some fans even joked online that this wasn't a press conference anymore. It was practically an unofficial engagement announcement. Memes spread across Twitter and Instagram, with captions like, "Rowoon is already the son-in-law, and Park Eun-bin's family approves. Wedding bells next?" While playful, these comments reflect the deep excitement and hopes fans have for the couple's future. But beyond the romance, this pairing has the potential to reshape the K-drama industry itself. Imagine what it would mean if one of the most talented actresses of her generation and one of the most charismatic leading men continued to collaborate, not only as a couple but as professional partners. Joint projects, endorsements, dramas, even international ventures, they could become one of the most powerful duos in Korean entertainment. Their love story could set a precedent for how relationships in the industry are viewed and respected. Of course, both stars remain private, and neither has made an official statement about what the appearance truly means. Some insiders close to the industry suggest that an official acknowledgement might be on the horizon, while others believe they will continue to keep things low-key until the right time. But whatever the case, this press conference moment has already changed the conversation, making Rowoon and Eunbin one of the most talked about couples in Korea right now. As we close today's story, one thing is clear: Rowoon's appearance with Park Eun-bin's family wasn't just a casual coincidence. It was meaningful. It was symbolic. And it has fans everywhere believing that their favorite couple might be on the path to something even greater. Whether it's an engagement announcement, marriage in the near future, or simply a stronger and more public relationship, we'll be watching every step of the way. This is K-Drama Cycle, and we'll keep following this beautiful story as it unfolds. So stay tuned, because when it comes to Rowoon and Park Eun-bin, every new chapter seems to bring us closer to a real-life K-drama ending. But just when fans thought the press conference moment couldn't possibly get any more intriguing, the story didn't stop there. Because what happened after the official event might hold even more weight than the surprise appearance itself. Several insiders claim that once the cameras were switched off, Rowoon didn't simply walk away as a guest. He stayed with Park Eun-bin's family, even joining them for a private dinner gathering at a nearby restaurant. Paparazzi shots surfaced online the next morning, blurry yet unmistakable. Rowoon seated beside Eun-bin's parents, engaged in warm conversation, smiling as if he belonged there all along. And here's where the whispers start to grow louder. According to people close to the situation, Eun-bin's family has always admired Rowoon, not just as an actor, but as a man of character. His humility, his gentle personality, his dedication to protecting Eun-bin's privacy all reportedly made a strong impression on them. For a family that has always shielded their daughter from unnecessary public pressure, Rowoon seems to have proven himself as someone trustworthy, stable, and supportive. That night, witnesses even described the atmosphere as celebratory. Some speculated it wasn't just about Eun-bin's professional milestone, but about Rowoon himself being welcomed into something much more personal, the circle of family acceptance. If true, then this dinner wasn't just another meal. It was a turning point, and the timing couldn't be more meaningful. Both Rowoon and Eun-bin are at pivotal stages in their careers. Rowoon, having successfully transitioned from idol actor to one of the most bankable leading men in Korea, is now more focused than ever on projects that highlight his versatility and depth. Eun-bin, fresh off the massive success of Extraordinary Attorney Woo, stands as one of the most respected actresses of her generation. With careers at their peaks, they both know how rare it is to balance fame with genuine love. And perhaps this is why their relationship feels so different. It is built on trust, quiet strength, and mutual respect rather than the noise of the spotlight. Still, fans couldn't help but notice something else during the press conference. When Rowoon walked in with Eun-bin's family, there was a small but powerful detail that eagle-eyed viewers quickly caught. Eun father gently placed his hand on Rowoon's shoulder as they moved through the crowd. A simple gesture, yes, but one that in Korean culture signifies warmth, acknowledgement, and even approval. It was subtle, easy to miss in the chaos of flashing cameras, but for those who saw it, the meaning was unmistakable. From that point on, online communities began buzzing with one phrase over and over again: future in-laws. To fans, it wasn't just speculation anymore. It was a possible glimpse into a future where Rowoon and Eun stand together not just as stars, but as lifelong partners. Of course, with all this excitement comes the unavoidable wave of curiosity, questions, and even pressure. Entertainment journalists began calling management agencies, demanding statements. But both Rowoon's and Eun representatives remained carefully silent. No confirmation, no denial, just silence. And in the world of Korean entertainment, silence sometimes speaks louder than words. Adding fuel to the fire, one insider reportedly leaked that Rowoon has already introduced Eun to his own family months ago, long before this public press conference appearance. If that's true, then what fans just witnessed might not have been the beginning, but rather the continuation of a journey already well underway. A journey where both families are already familiar, already connected, and perhaps already preparing for something much bigger. What makes this story so captivating is how much it mirrors the very K-dramas that made both stars household names. Think about it, the shy glances, the secret meetings, the families quietly approving behind the scenes. It feels like the plot of a romance drama unfolding in real life, and the public, caught between excitement and disbelief, can't help but root for them like they would for any on-screen couple. But beyond the headlines and the fairy tale narrative, there's also a serious reality here. If Rowoon and Eun do decide to make their relationship public, or even more, if they decide to marry, it will send shockwaves through the industry. Some fans will celebrate. Others may react with skepticism, as often happens when beloved celebrities choose love over maintaining a carefully crafted single image. Careers could be impacted, brands could respond differently, and every decision will be scrutinized under the harsh light of the media. And yet, if there are two stars who can withstand that storm, it might just be them. Both Rowoon and Eun have reputations built not only on talent but on integrity. They're admired not just for what they do on screen, but for who they are as people. And perhaps that's why so many fans are rooting for them, not as actors, not as celebrities, but as human beings who deserve happiness, stability, and love. To add another layer, some fans pointed out the symbolism of the press conference itself. Traditionally, Eun family rarely appears in public events. They've always maintained a quiet, private stance, supporting her from behind the curtain rather than stepping into the spotlight. For them to appear so prominently this time, and with Rowoon beside them, felt like a deliberate choice. Almost as if they wanted the world to see not only their pride in Eun but their acceptance of Rowoon as well. The more you look at it, the clearer it becomes, this wasn't just coincidence. It wasn't a random appearance. It was carefully thought out, deeply personal, and incredibly powerful. And so the story continues to unfold. Will Rowoon and Park Eun confirm their romance officially? Will the future in-laws whispers turn into a real wedding announcement someday soon? Or will they continue to quietly build their relationship, letting their actions speak louder than any statement could? One thing is certain, fans will be watching every step, every glance, every subtle moment between them. Because sometimes the most beautiful love stories aren't written in scripts. They're lived quietly, authentically, away from the cameras, only to reveal themselves in moments just like this one, unexpected, emotional, and unforgettable. This is K-Drama Cycle, and the Rowoon Park Eun story is far from over. If today's surprise was any indication, then the best chapters may still be ahead.